Hi, and welcome to the second video of learning how to run ads as a beginner and becoming a pro at it. If you've not watched the first video, I urge you to go back, and watch the first video. So turn on your post notification, click the subscribe button so you always see every video. So without much time, let's pick up from where we stopped.
Every great art tells a story because facts tell, but story sells. So here's a simple formula for building art stories that connect. The problem equals the emotion, which equals to what the solution, which equals to the transformation. First, show the problem so people can relate. Then stir up the emotion to make it real. Then next, you present your product or service as the solution. And finally, you show the transformation, how life looks better after using what you offer. That's the journey of a good ad. Emotion is the heart of everything, literally. It is at the heart of every great campaign. People will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So if your ad speaks laughter, joy, inspiration, or even urgency, you've already won their attention. And creativity, doesn't just come out of nowhere. The best advertisers don't invent ideas, they notice them. They pay attention to daily life, to how people behave, to what makes them laugh or share. The secret to creativity is observation because you have to study your target audience in detail, know where they go to, know the platform they use, before you can what connect with them emotionally. Now let's look at some examples of some really great art, right? Take Coca-Cola for example. They really do not sell a drink, they sell happiness. And if you take Nike, they don't just sell shoes. If you look at their adverts, they are not trying to portray shoes, they sell power and victory. And Apple sells innovation and status, right? While, this brand Dove, they sell confidence and real beauty. So you have to always remember that you are not just selling the product, you're selling the feeling behind it. And, this is the structure of getting a very good art creative because this is a very important part in making your art work and in making it convert. If you can get a very good art creative following this structure and connecting directly to your audience, then you're going to have good results from your ad after learning the whole other process and the technical aspect that I'm going to show you going forward. Now, let's talk about the actual type of ads that we have, right? We're going to break down the different type of ads and then we are now going to go deeper into the key terms and, targeting concepts that you need to master while running campaigns. So when we start doing the major practical work, you already understand what you'll be saying. Let's start with the 5 main type of ads you find across digital platforms. Number one is search ads. These are ads that you see when you search for something either on Google or Facebook. For example, if you search buy sneakers online, those top results marked as sponsored are search ad, right? They work best when people are already searching for what you offer. Number two are display ads. These are banner style image or text ads that appear across websites, across blogs. They help with brand awareness, reminding people of your brand while they browse online. Number three is social media ads. These ads are ads that appear directly on social media on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. They are great for engagement, for traffic, for building relationship with your audiences, and even for sales. Number four are video ads. As the name suggests, these are ads that use video content and they're ads that appear on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram feeds. Video ads are very powerful for storytelling and showcasing the value of your product or service word in action. Number five are shopping ads. These display your actual product, right? Often with the prices. Like for instance, you may see some products, you see the images and you see the price attached to it. right? Like you usually see on Shopify or Google Shop or Meta Shop. They work best for e-commerce product-based businesses. Each type of ad has its place, and most businesses combine one or two ads depending what on their goal. Let's go deeper into, the campaign structure and some important ad terms, that you need to know. I want you to pay close attention because these are some terms I need you to really understand. If you're going to be running ads, these are terms that should be like your everyday words language. So that when we get into the ads manager and you're seeing most of all these things, it's not going to look very strange to you because you already understand exactly how it works. So firstly, we have what we call the campaign objective. Right, your campaign objective is your ad goal. What do you want people to do? It could be awareness, it could be traffic, it could be engagement, leads, or sale, right? That's the objective. Next, we have what we call your campaign budget optimization, also called CBO. This means Facebook automatically distributes your budget across different ad sets to get the best results. And then we have what is called the learning phase. When you set up and launch a new ad, it goes through the learning phase. This is when Facebook tests and adjusts, delivery to find the right audience for your business. It usually lasts around 24 to 48 hours, sometimes 72 hours. Then we have what we call the bid strategy. The bid strategy determines how you want Facebook to spend your money, right? So you can choose between what we call the lowest cost cap or bid cap, depending on how much control you want over your spending. When we get into it properly, I'll elaborate on what the bid cap or cost cap is. And then we have what we call the ad metrics, right? So we usually have three ad metrics, which are the reach, impression, and the frequency. The reach is the number of unique people who saw your ad, right? While impressions are the total number of times your ad was shown, including repeats. So if 1,000 people saw your ad, that's the reach. It means the ad got 1,000 reach. But then if 1,000 people saw your ad, but they saw it twice, right? It means the impression will be 2,000 while the reach will be 1,000. And now the frequency tells you how many times on average each person saw your ad, and is calculated by impression divided by reach. Now we have what we call the audience targeting, right, which is one of the major important segments when it comes to running of ads, right? It's one of the most powerful parts. You can target different audiences, based on how much they already know you. Some of them may be seeing you for the first time, some have seen you before, right? So this is what we based our targeting on. So firstly, we have the core audience. This is built from, demographics, interest, and behavior. For example, when we talk about demographic, we're talking about the age, the gender, and the location. For example, you may want to target people aged 25 to 40 who love fitness and live in Lagos, right? That's a particular core audience. And then we have what we call the custom audience. This uses data from people who already interacted with your business, like website visitors, app users, or customers. So these people have seen you before. They've interacted with you once or twice, either on your channel, either they reached out to you or like your post. You can create a custom audience out of those people and continue to advertise to them. And then we have what we call the lookalike audience, or LLA, right? This helps you reach people who share similar traits with your best customers. And it's a very smart way to expand your reach. What this means is that I have a set of people that I'm targeting, which are my custom audience, right? Which are my core audiences, right? And then lookalike audiences mean people that look like the people that are already interacting with me and already buying from me. And then we can go deeper with detailed targeting. And these include interest targeting, right? Based on hobbies, activities, brands they're related with, or pages they're related with. And then we have what we call behavior targeting, which are based on actions, like frequent travelers or, device users, right? You can target those using iOS or Android. We have what we call the demographic targeting. These are based on factors like age, gender, education, or even what job title. We have geo-targeting, which is selecting people by location like countries, cities, or even specific radius. And then we have exclusion targeting. This means you want to remove a certain group, like excluding a certain kind of customers or a certain location from your ad, right? And then you can also save your audience as a saved audience to reuse it in future campaign. So if you set up one campaign and use a particular audience, you can save that audience. So if you're setting up another campaign and you want to drive it to that same people, instead of setting up the whole audience from scratch, you can just use it. You can just use what a saved audience. Now let's talk about budget and delivery. When you're setting your ad budget, you choose between two main types. We have what we call the daily budget, which is the amount you want Facebook to spend each day. And they have what we call a lifetime budget, which is a total amount that's spread across the duration of your campaign. If it's running for 1 week and the total amount you're spending on 1 week is what we call a lifetime budget. If you choose a lifetime budget, you can also use ad scheduling, which lets you decide the specific days or times that the ad should run. Next is optimization for delivery. What does this mean? This tells Facebook what results to focus on, right? Clicks, conversion, or impression. When you're setting up your ad is when you do this particular settings, and I'm going to show you as we move along. Finally, your ad delivery status, whether your ad is active, in review, learning, limited, or rejected. So if you create an ad, it's going to go into review. You're going to see the status. If it's rejected, the status is going to show rejected. If it's active, the status is going to show what? Active. So this is everything you need to know before we get in straight into the practical section. If you can understand, the last video and this particular video properly, once we, get into the practical session, you would be carried along, right? And like I always say, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, drop comments in the comment section, and I'm going to address it. If there are some areas you do not understand, you let me know also, and I'll see how to make sure that everybody is carried along. So without wasting much time, we are going straight into practical. So if you're using your phone, get your phone ready. If you're using your laptop, get your laptop ready, and let's do this.